Here are the ingredients for your Valentine's Day macaron and the tips from Alain Lenotre. The recipe is page 407 of French Pastry Dessert by Lenotre. Powdered sugar, almond powder, egg white, granulated sugar, Chef Rubber color for macaron, red currant jelly from the lab studio of the Culinary Institute Lenotre. Before we get started, we are going to need a food processor, a mixer and whisk, a sifter, pastry bags, small round tip, parchment paper, sheet pan, a bowl, and obviously an oven. If you are tight on your budget, instead of purchasing a KitchenAid, which is a great tool, you can purchase this hand mixer. In Decker, you will find it less than $30 in many places, and that works very fast. So good luck on your equipment. Before starting the recipe, don't forget to preheat your oven at 340 degrees Fahrenheit. The food coloring that we are using in the pastry department at the Culinary Institute Lenotre come from Chef Rubber. It's made in the US, and you have the choice for this recipe between three of them. The first one is Chef Rubber color for macaron, specially designed for macaron. This one is red. If you don't find this one with them at chefrubber.com, look for the emulsion gel. And you have a third solution, the airbrush color. White powder sugar and almond have been grinded together, and now they need to be sifted. Easy, easy, easy. It's enough. The tip number one was about the food coloring. The tip number two, very important to memorize. You have to check carefully when you clarify your eggs that there is absolutely no egg yolk by accident in the egg white, or it will ruin your recipe. The tip number three is very important. Always wash your bowl and your whisk in the dishwashing machine to make sure there's no fat attached to it. And, very important, verify that your mixer has no fat left from a previous production, for example, a dressing or a mayonnaise. So verify here, or you may not have a good recipe. Just an anecdote on that. The executive chef of the White House for 25 years had to serve one night soufflé, Grand Marnier, for 250 people. And as you can imagine, the timing for a presidential dinner is very exact. So they started to whisk the egg white, and the chef came to see him and said, they're not right, they don't get volume. Maybe there was some egg yolk in it. So they trashed them, they start another batch, and it was not right either. So they trashed them. They started a third batch. But before starting the third batch, he went to check on his mixer and found out there was some debris of mayonnaise made homemade at the top that had fallen in the egg white, and that ruined the egg white. So it's only the third batch that they could have the correct egg white for the meringue for 250 people at the White House. Even the best professional can go into some close to trouble. Soufflé were perfect, but to the minute, one more minute, and it would have been a catastrophe. All right, so we imagine that it was clean in the dishwashing machine. We check the equipment. And now we are going to whip the egg white. I pour the egg white in the bowl. The bowl is at maximum height. Slowly at the beginning. we have in front of us whipped egg white and granulated sugar. When the granulated sugar have been incorporated in the whipped egg white, it will become, guess what? You know the word, it's famous, a meringue. But it's not a meringue yet. So let's do the meringue. You have the peak, and now we're adding the sugar. Et voilà, we have a meringue. Don't forget the color for macaron from Chef Rubber. For that quantity, too small quantity to measure, but I guess 1/3 of a teaspoon. I'm going to scoop my bowl on the edge. I think we have the right density and right color. Meringue is going to be beautiful for very nice macaron. Before doing the batter, pastry chefs are very particular. They verify that the right peak in their meringue. So let's verify that. The texture is very good. It's not liquidy at all. Normally it should stick. Yeah, it's sticking. Ready for the next step? And Lorena, our alumni, is going to be my assistant from time to time. And she's going to pour the almond powder and the sugar into the batter, gently, from more to the top, a little bit faster. And I'm turning my bowl and going up, down, up, down. You see the move? Great egg white. They must have been 24 hours in the cooler before we use them. More, please. Stop, stop. I cut in the center and I turn the bowl. Cut in the center, lift and turn the bowl. Try to be homogeneous and the balance of it. Good. So you see, we do that in 3 steps to have an even batter. I don't want to see any white. It's almost done. Et voilà, the batter is ready to go to the oven. Almost. To achieve nice, shiny macaron, you need to give a good folding. And now you have the right batter for shiny macaron. Lorena is drawing large heart because I suppose you will be interested in baking macarons for your loved one of any age, tiny one or big one. Thank you, Lorena.
You're welcome.
The next step is to turn the parchment in order for the crayon not to be transmitted to our macaron. Here you are. Now we are going to fill. We use that. The taller one will be better. You have your bag, your cone. It's a good average size, but you can have thinner or larger one. So I'm right-handed, so I'm covering my left hand with the bag, like that. I'm going to pour the batter using my index. Don't fill the bag too much at the beginning if you're a beginner. I'm guiding with my left hand, pushing the bag with my right hand. I start with the outside of the macaron. This is one of the best parts for my grandchildren for Christmas when we do macaron together. Et voilà, we have the large macaron on a different sheet pan than the small one. A good tip is to use a container when you're a beginner instead of your left hand. So you put the tips here and then inside, and your bag inside the container, and you fold the container, you fold the bag around the container. That should work. Let's do the small one now. I have my bag in between my thumb and the other finger. And I push here and I direct here. Up. Every other heart. Because they are going to expand in the oven and you don't want them to be too close to each other. This drawing beneath the paper is coming very handy. This is for the bottom of the heart. Now we do the top of the heart after the filling will have been added. Start from the top of the heart and go back to the bottom. Et voilà, ready to go to the oven and to be tested tonight or better tomorrow. The recipe suggests to bake 10 to 12 minutes at 340 Fahrenheit. It could be different. A good baker knows his oven. The indication in the book is only an average. So learn carefully your oven and adapt your equipment. The secret to a moist macaron is that step. Coming from the oven, you pour a little bit of water under the baking sheet and you let it flow beneath the macaron gently. Don't put too much like I just did. Don't put too much of it. And now your macaron will be moist. Look how shiny they are. It's really a good recipe. Moist, thick. I'm excited. I would like to test one. And you? The filling. This one is red currant. But you can have chocolate, you can have mocha, praline. I'm chasing the air from my bag, folding it gently. My left hand is here. Sorry, my right hand is here. Twisting, chasing the air. Chasing the air, twisting, and I'm going to press a little and cut the extremity. Up. Here we are, and the filling is here. Only at the center because if you put too much, it's going to go everywhere. That everybody can do, even my grandchildren, when they don't get too excited and want to eat the macaron before they are finished. I don't have to press. It will go gently down. Look how shiny they are. Some people say they are better the next day, but I'm afraid there will be not too many left tomorrow. Et voilà, filling the giant macaron. Start from the center, not too close to the edge, just at the center. Voilà. And here we are, the giant macaron, my heart. Lorena is going to give you a love message on the big macaron. Happy Valentine's Day to all the members of the Alliance Française in the USA. Thank you, Lorena, for decorating the macaron. Have a blessed week.